If one of my advanced conversational hypnosis students comes to me and asks me what they would do if they have a new client with a presenting problem that they might not be 100% confident with, what would I tell them? Here's exactly what I would tell them. First off, we got to get that stuff aside, and ensure that, hypnotherapy is appropriate for this client and they seem like a great fit. If those two are good and and my student is like, yeah, they're a really, really good fit, client is very motivated, but I am nervous about the session. So what I would tell them is to actually just remind them. I'm not going to tell them to do anything, but just to remind them that whatever their client is presenting, whatever that presenting problem is simply a symptom. And what they're actually helping their clients with is super far away from what the true problem actually lies in terms of the presenting problem. And there is no way that they can predict in any way, shape, or form what will actually happen inside the session, because they won't know until they sit with that client, until the unconscious mind presents whatever it presents at that moment in time during the session. We cannot predict that. The unconscious mind, if you actually work with the unconscious mind is very stubborn. It is very unpredictable. It goes all over the place. There is no structure. And so trying to structure an unstructured unconscious mind just doesn't make sense, right? And so I would tell them that and remind them that they're not actually helping them with a presenting problem per se. They're going to help them with something a lot deeper. And a lot of the skills to help them get deeper is something that they've already learned in the trainings. And I'm also going to tell my students to trust themselves, that the skills that they have learned is going to come out when it needs to come out. So a lot of trust work actually happens within our ACH sessions, because it really, as a practitioner, you want to have a level of self-trust within yourself to just reflow your sessions to actually have a very successful ACH session. And this comes with just doing the process and actually embodying the principles that we teach. And so reminding my students that, and they love ACH because they see it and they love it. And when they are in that spot, just to remind them this. And how I like to think about this is that, if you've learned something like ice skating, right? Ice skating usually is in the fall, winter, or like early spring months in the year, right? If you're in North America or Europe. So there's times in the month where you don't ice skate, but when you go in that winter season, even though you haven't really ice skated for a month or sometimes even years, sometimes we would go for years without ice skating, right? But as soon as you put that ice skate and you go into the ice, you just know what to do at that present moment, because your nervous system, your body is going to remember how to do it. It will come out at the right time. It's the same things for the principles that they learned inside the ACH trainings. They have been not only part of the course, so they have seen the content online, but also being part of the live interactions. They unconsciously learn the process. They unconsciously hear me coaching. They unconsciously hear me ask very specific questions, and that's how they learn. And trust that stuff will come out during the sessions. Especially for the first few months when I learned ACH, I heard my mentor in my ear in my sessions, and that's how I got better at it. Now I don't hear him that much. It's now my voice because I have learned to make it my own. But that's the same thing for them too. They will most likely hear my voice when they're in their sessions, and just to trust the process. So that's really what I would do. And, I'm sharing this with you because I'm pretty sure when you heard that ice skating story, you also thought of something in your life where that was appropriate, where it just came out at a time where it was needed. And so inside our ACH sessions, this is what we actually really bank on. We really bank on our own intuition, because when our unconscious mind communicates with the client's unconscious mind, shit happens real fast, real quick, permanently. And this is really one of the best things that I love about ACH, being able to do this because we're not hung up on what to say through a technique that we've learned or through a structure that we've learned through our traditional hypnosis and NLP trainings. It's really, we've learned all of that. We have it in our back pocket. And if we did learn all of that, trusting that it will come out at the best time possible. So it becomes a big personal development growth journey as well, to learn how to help people, which is an amazing deal, right?